Now I see why they said the Hunger Games is pretty much Battle Royale, but just, a different version of it, because this movie is pretty much the Hunger Games before the Hunger Games. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of We Break Downs. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And before I get started, if there's a movie you want to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I'll get to it as best I can. Also Patreon/Ali Zakka for $2 a month. To come in front of everybody, you get extra content on there. Plus you get your movie reviews way before it come out on Facebook and YouTube. Because you request it, I'll go ahead and get it done for you. And this is actually a request too from Bobby, one of our Patreon members. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode of 2000's Battle Royale. And what is this movie about? Well, there is a law that states out of every year, one class gets selected to pretty much duke it out to the last person standing for what's called the BR Act, the Battle Royale Act in Japan. So a bunch of kids from a class get put onto an island and pretty much last man standing death battle. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. And first thoughts on this movie? It's an action fest. It's fine. It's cool. Nice premise. It's cool. I don't know what to say about it. It's just cool. Like, I get the premise. Last man standing. Now everybody's forced to be put on this island, so nobody wants to do it. Nobody want to kill each other, but at the same time, they got 3 days to do it before they actually start taking, the people who control it start taking action, and pretty much the kids forced to kill themselves. They have collars on, so they have to kill each other, and it's fine. It's fine. Like I don't know. It just, to me, it was too many characters. If I do some negatives, it was too many characters, so you couldn't really get, like, you knew who your main people were, but like 42 classmates to down to one. It was like people getting tossed off left and right. And you're just like, who is that person? Who is that person? Who is this person? Who is that person? Who is that person? Who is that person? Who's the person? Okay, that dude's he's important because he's dressed differently from the rest of the class, and that guy is definitely important because he's dressed different from the rest of the class. And okay, well, we got this dude we're following, so I guess he's the one, he's a protagonist we're following through. Oh, there's a girl with him, so they're the lovebirds. Okay, so we got the lovebirds there, so that they're going to, see, they come out in the end. Oh, some random dude shows up and he has a crush on this girl over here. Well, and we need to know that beforehand, but okay, we don't. Well, now he's telling her confession, and oh, this girl over here and that girl's doing something, and apparently she has a backstory, and this girl has a backstory. Okay, we're getting her backstory, neat. And okay, we're going about this girl who got trapped in the trash, got her bathroom. All right, cool. All right. Oh, this girl saw another person kill this person. Can we trust this person? I don't know. Oh wait, this girl's poisoned, so everybody's poisoned. Hold on, now they're shooting each other. And on that note, shooting each other. The way these characters holding these characters holding the guns in this movie. There's one dude who's running up on people and he's like shooting like this. It's the most hilarious thing ever. Matter of fact, this movie is so over the top at certain times. There's an explosion, so you have the whole jump explosion thing where like people jump in movies and like because the explosion in the background. It is cheesy at certain times, but also a very interesting movie. Like, the premise is there, the premise is fine. It was just like, okay. And then you get to the ending of it all, and the ending is like, this is all for you. You was the chosen one. And as the teacher says to the girl, and I'm just like, so we just put out some midsummer stuff. And matter of fact, I actually posted it on my Patreon, just my like last 20 minutes reaction to the movie, and I was like, what is this midsummer thing we're doing? Like, what is this? The whole drawing and picture of everything. I don't know. To me, it was like, sure. At this point, it's whatever. It's a good movie. Like, it's fine. It's solid, good. Like, you'll understand it. I watched it in dub, which is probably a bad idea instead of watching in Japanese, because dub, the English version, didn't do the characters justice. The voice acting, the English voice acting is it's not good by any means of the stretch. It's like really bad dubbed anime, at certain points in time, but and then the acting doesn't go with it as well when the characters being over the top. Like for example, one of the main antagonists in the movie is running after a person like this and then shoots like that. That you're just like, this is psychotic. This movie's hilarious. But the main premise, like, I get it. I think the downfall for this movie to me is there's too many characters. So you have all these characters going through this stuff and you can't really, get attached to each one. You get a handful, and I think the movie would have done better if you cut the class from 40-something to 20-something, like 20 kids, 22 kids, and then from there you can get a little more build up for the characters and get attached to them. So when you're like, they die, you're like, no! Rue! From those who watch the Hunger Games, Rue! Like, not Rue! Oh, she was so young. Like, you really don't get that most characters. You get the 2 kids. Where's Surrender? Where's Surrender? Oh! And they get shot up. So, and the dude's like, "What are you doing, you fool? Don't go out there. It's a trap. No, they want it." And I swear to gosh, sounds like that voice actors. No, they're throwing it in. We're gonna go out there. They need our help. No, it's a trap. What? Like. Yeah, that just happened. Okay, sure. And then like you have a bunch of other guys who like make a tracker and everything. They make a virus in the system, but the virus doesn't work as long, and it's fine. At the end of the movie, at the end of the day, the movie is fine. Like the premise is there, the premise is cool. The guys point across, death battle. That's all it is. It's a death battle. Hunger Games before the Hunger Games existed. Hunger Games before the Hunger Games existed. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the cast and crew. So this movie is 1 hour and 54 minutes. It was funny. It told me before this movie aired in the video, 'cause I watched it on YouTube, it told me like this movie is rated PG or PG-16, or it was like it wasn't rated. It was like rated R16 or something like that, where like you had to be 16 up to watch this movie. So this movie definitely is rated R. Just throwing that out there. The director is Kenji Fukasaku, and the writers of this movie is Koshun Takami, who is a novel, based off a book, and the screenplay is Kenta Fukasaku. I didn't know it was based off a novel, it's based off a book. So, but yeah, so this movie is based off a book. But those are the directors. The cast, you have Tatsuya Fujiwara, who plays Shunya. He is boy number 15. You have Aki Maeda, who played Noriko. They were the lovers, like the boyfriend girlfriend who are, I'm not sure the boyfriend girlfriend actually. I mean, he had a crush on somebody, and maybe it's a different character. But anyway, they become like closer in this movie. And if they wasn't boyfriend girlfriend beginning the movie, by the end of the movie, they was definitely a couple in their relationship because they was so close to each other. Yeah, Taro Yamamoto, who plays Shogo. This dude was the dude who got put in this before, so he's a veteran of the group. As technically, cause this is his second go around, and he won the first time, and this time he was trying to get out again. But he's gonna help a group, help Suya and Noriko get out of it because he's like he kind of admired them. He see what they was about, so he's like, I'm gonna help them out. I'm gonna get them out of here. Even though it was because that Noriko reminded Shogo of his girlfriend when they was both in the previous game. So like he's like, I really want to help you guys out and stuff like that. And I'm a doctor, and I'm a this. My dad was a doctor, and my dad was this. So I know how to do all these things to survive. He was the first guy you see, and they're like, oh, and here's a new classroom, and there are 2 guys back there. The new transfer student, him, and then the other dude. They were 2 characters, like, they are somebody. The one, they're sitting off to the side, kind of cool, calm, collective, kind of like, I don't care, I want to be here. I'm going to sit here, over here, in the corner. Teacher's talking to us that way, but I'm going to look this way. But I'm going to look over my shoulder. Because I am the antagonist. Or I am the anti-hero. So I'm going to look this way. Like these characters, they set out because they was dressed differently. They stood out because they had a different demeanor about them, and pretty much it was kind of figure out which one was the one who was going to go through and pretty much kill everybody. And Shogo was a character who wasn't going to go through and kill everybody. He was the one who was like, oh man, he's like the Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog, the Vegeta of the group. Mid Vegeta, like Frieza Saga Vegeta, if you watch anime. And the other characters in cast here, you had Ko Shibasaki, who plays Mitsuko. Mitsuko was a character who, she's girl number 11, and she is probably the one who you see the most besides the main characters. Like, she's killing off everybody to become the last person standing, and she's doing any way necessary. The psychological mind games, flirting with people, whatever the case may be, she was taking out people left and right, and she was basically a big threat to the whole group until she came across Masanobu Ando, sorry if I mentioned the name of the man, who played Kazuo, who played Kazuo Kiriyama. My Japanese is horrible, I'm sorry guys. But he was the other guy where I mentioned, like, there's two dudes in the background who was like, they are somebody. He's the one who's like the guy who's holding the gun and shooting it like this. He is the one who takes out Mitsuko, and they are like just pretty much killing everybody. And pretty much for our main three characters that I mentioned earlier, for them to get out without coming across them, but they do come across them. There's a dramatic epic battle scene, you call it that. It was a scene, a final fight scene at the end of the movie where they take out Kazuo. And then last but not least, you have Takeshi Kitano, who plays Kitano, who is the teacher, who he was like, yeah, so this is what happens. So I'm putting y'all through. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys what the deal, who survives, and the last person. He's the kind of game master of this all. But that's about it. Like, that was the people I really wanted to mention. There's so many other people in this movie, but those are the main ones that stood out to me. And any other thoughts? Music is fine. The music is fine. The props and everything in the movie is cool. There is when it comes to the action scenes and the shooting that the kids is doing, there's like holding a gun and just like it was, I don't know, over the top. It really was over the top, but it was fine. At times I probably shouldn't laugh because of how over the top it was, and the time I was like, why would a character do that? Like, okay, sure, but the action sequence is fine, the props and setup and everything, the island thing. There was a scene where our main protagonist, he is running away from the super serial killer guy, and he is like in a house, right? And then all of a sudden he is on a beach, and I'm like, how far away is the beach from the house? Like, wait a minute, we didn't establish the parameters here. All of a sudden he's on the beach and he's running, he's fighting a guy, and he waits for a lighthouse. And you're like, sure. I thought it was fine. The movie's okay. It's good. It's good. A solid movie. Any other thoughts besides those two things? Nah. Is this a Friday night movie? I think it'll be a Friday night movie. I think you friends will have fun with this movie. Families, I don't think it's a really big family movie unless everybody's over a certain age. But I think friends will probably have a good time. If you're definitely into anime, you definitely will have a good time watching this movie. And great time. I'm going to grade Battle Royale from 2000 a solid C. This movie gets a 75% from me as well. I think it's a fine movie. Like, a lot of the characters, too many characters, which really brought this movie down, so you really don't get focused on it. Like, I think you had 22 characters in this island. They're doing that thing. I think you had time to flesh out more backstories. It's an hour and 50-something minutes long, so like, you have enough time to flesh out certain people's backstory and give more details. And I'm pretty sure the book goes way more in depth than what the movie gives you. And the movie is fine. IMDb gives this movie a 7.6 out of 10, so that's a C. And Rotten Tomatoes gives this movie an 88%, which is a B plus. And the fan, the audience score gives the movie an 89%, which is also a B plus. So they enjoyed it. But that's Battle Royale for me. If you've seen Battle Royale, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.